Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. I am your host, Melissa P. Dunn, a marketing expert, which is CEO of MD Marketing Network and a success coach. I am the founder of this Dunn Wisdom movement, where I help ambitious women awaken and unveil their consciousness so they can step more fully into the life of their dreams, into the business of their dreams, into the relationship of their dreams, into the happiness that they ultimately desire. So today on this Just Done episode, I am going to be sharing with you some tips to awaken your greatness. So I want you to, if you're out your press pause right now, get your notebook, get ready to take some notes because I'm about to drop some stuff into your spirit. And if you're watching live, I encourage you to participate, join the conversation, type your questions into the chat so that we may create this moment, the next half hour of peace, joy, and awakenness together. So, what do I mean when I say awaken your greatness? Well, let's just start with this. Greatness is in you. Greatness is in you. All right. So let's just acknowledge that premise to start, because that's the basis for our conversation. Acknowledging that greatness is a part of your DNA. It's a part of who you are. Now, when we define greatness, according to Google, it says greatness is a noun. It's a quality of being great, distinguished, or eminent, right? When you look at synonyms for the word great, it's distinction, importance, significance, value, brilliance, mastery, expertness, power, magnificence. Those are all words that are already inside of you. Those are ways of being that's already a part of your DNA, a part of who you are. And so in this conversation, we're going to talk about how to water those seeds of greatness so that they can sprout and bear fruit in your life, so that you may have what it is that you're really asking God for in your heart of hearts, in your soul of souls. So, what do I mean when I say greatness? Well, first of all, I want you to know that your thoughts, your mind is like a garden. So I'm curious, what does your garden look like? I see that we have folks from the Women Getting It Done Facebook group that's joining us right now. So I'm going to say good morning to you. I can't see who you are. You've got to give permission to StreamYard for me to be able to see that. And I see Father Ward, my good friend in the beautiful city of Miami Gardens, is joining us. God's good morning indeed, Father Ward. Thank you for watching the show this morning. Thank you for participating. And I know that speaking of gardens, right? The most ultimate garden of all. I see another woman is watching from our Women Getting It Done Facebook group. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the conversation. So I want you to type in the chat, are you aware of the fact that your mind is a garden, right? How does yours look right now? Does it look like this? Maybe with some bags of trash and some weeds and maybe some plastic bottles and some cans, maybe some beer bottles, overgrown by weeds. Is this what your mental internal garden looks like? Or does it look like this, with beautiful, bright, vibrant flowers and tall, majestic trees, flowering bushes, a beautiful, clear, cobbled path leading to a most eloquent view that makes you want to come in and relax, that makes you want to be creative and make some good money, right? Which one is what's happening on the inside right now? Let's see what you have to say. All right, Father Ward, I see that you're saying number 2, right? This beautiful garden right here. That's exactly how we want our thought life to be on the inside of us, where nobody can see, where nobody can hear but you and God. And then let's see what this Facebook user is saying. It says, beautiful, bright trees and flowers. My gosh, beautiful garden. The Women Getting It Done Facebook group, you guys are in the house this morning, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is the kind of garden that we want to cultivate more of, right? And I want you to know that your thoughts have creative power. I'm going to say that again. Your thoughts have creative power. They are the difference between a flourishing garden or a garden being overflooded by weeds. Alexis, yes. Hey, sis. Thank you for watching Boss Lady, Boss Talk. Yes, number 2, that's what we want to cultivate more of, right? The garden that is flourishing. And I want you to know that the words that you use to describe yourself, that's what's creating that garden, your inner garden, right? And so what words are you using right now to describe yourself when no one's looking? I want you to type in the chat some of the words that you use to describe yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, well, if your girlfriend, right? If your friend was talking about, if somebody else was talking about your friend, the way that you talk about yourself, would you be happy or would you be ready to fight? Right? So you've got to really be mindful and pay attention to the words that you use to describe yourself. So words like this: capable, truthful, I'm a dreamer, I'm a creator, I am unstoppable, I am a boss lady, I am a good husband, I'm a great wife, I'm an awesome daughter. Words like that, yes, Father Ward. Words like joy and peace and freedom and success, those words create the kind of garden that is flourishing, that will bear fruit. But words like, I feel fat today, I'm ugly, I'm broke, I ain't got no money, I feel unworthy, I'm jealous. These kinds of words, that's where the weeds come in, right? That's the kind of words that stop your growth. Alexis is saying that her friends say that that I am always truthful, persistent, and on 10. All right, listen, that's what you got to say, girl, because you are your best friend. The words that you use to describe yourself is everything. And then here we go. Another Women Getting It Done Facebook group is saying confident, happy, and loved. Those are the words, lady, that produce abundance, that produce the kind of life that you're dreaming about. Those are the kinds of words that make things happen in your life. So let's do some gardening. All right. Let's go in there, take out the trash bag. Let's start to dig in there. Let's start to dig into the weeds and get rid of some of those words, right? Let's get in there and do some real gardening. All right. So let me put this back up. These are positive words: confident, happy, loved. These are the words that we want to cultivate a little bit more of. So here is something that I want to teach on again. Awakening your greatness, right? Awakening your greatness. And I'm going to invite you to do that on purpose right now. I'm going to invite you to awaken your greatness on purpose. And that means thinking on purpose, feeling on purpose, and acting on purpose, knowing fully that you are a expression of a divine expression of God's intention for the world. All right. And that your thoughts, your feelings, your actions all need to align in a way that supports your dreams. Right. And you need to be 100% available for more good than you can imagine. So how do you awaken your greatness? Well, there are really 3 ways to do it that I believe will truly support you. First way is to know, again, the creation process. Your thoughts trigger your emotions. Your emotions inspire your actions, and your actions produce your results. So I want you to pay attention to how you're feeling. Why is that important? Why is it important for you to pay attention to how you're feeling? Because if you're feeling fat, and if you're feeling unhappy, and if you're feeling fear, and if you're feeling doubt and worry, what's that going to do? How motivated are you to take action in your business? How motivated would you be to take action in your marriage? How motivated would you be to be a really present and available mother or daughter or sister or friend, right? So you've got to really pay attention to how you feel, and pay attention to how you feel without judgment. Without judgment. Your emotions is a clue to how you're thinking, right? Because you can reverse engineer this process. So if you know that you're feeling not so good, if you're feeling some negative emotion, if you're feeling overwhelmed or fear, then you can ask yourself, well, what thoughts triggered that emotion? And now is the time for you to start to weed it out. Notice without judgment, ladies. That's so important, to notice without judgment. Notice without beating yourself up, right? A lot of times when we identify an area that we need to work on, we take that identified area as a beat up stick, where we now start to repeat this pattern over and over. And then all of a sudden we're like going down the rabbit hole. No, just notice. All right, well, right now I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Okay, that's the first step. Whew. Breathe. Put on some music, shift your vibrations, raise your vibrations so that you feel better. And then perhaps say, well, what's the next right step? What's the next right move for me to take? So when I say for you to notice what you notice, I mean for you to be mindful without judgment. And then I want you to cultivate habits that support your dreams. What habits do you think that you could put in place for yourself that would support your dream of abundance, that would support your dream of manifesting your dream client or your dream job or that promotion or the house or the car that you've been praying for? Type that in the chat and let me know, what habits could you put in place today that would support your dreams of abundance and prosperity and happiness? So for me, one habit that really, really supports me in having the life that I dream about is the habit of waking up early. I have cultivated this habit over the last couple of years. I get up at 4:30 every morning. Most of the time, I'm out of the bed between 4:30, 5:30. And I make my bed every morning. That's a consistent habit that supports my vision of myself, of being a woman of action, of being a woman who intentionally is powerful and purposeful in her walk in the community as well as in business, right? So what habits can you put in place that will cultivate your happiness, that will cultivate your dreams, that will cultivate your success consciousness? It's a practice. You've got to be intentional if you want to have a garden that looks like this, right? You've got to be intentional about it. And, the truth is that we all have seeds of greatness in us. And we all have also seeds of fear and worry and doubt. The question is, what seeds will you be cultivating today? What will you be watering by the type of music that you listen to, by the type of people that you hang out with, by the type of books that you're reading? What are you cultivating? What are you cultivating? Let's see what Alexa says. Alexa says that she makes her bed, she meditates every morning, and looking in the mirror and reciting her daily quotes. That is so powerful, Alexis. Affirmations are everything. And you know what? The truth is that we say affirmations to ourselves all the time. If you think about it, there is a sentence that you're constantly repeating. The question is, Is it serving you or is it not serving you? Is it cultivating your greatness or is it not cultivating your greatness, right? Are you being intentional about creating the type of mindset that will support you in having this kind of garden, in having this kind of life, right? Key says that she meditates on a daily basis. That is really such an important habit to cultivate, Key. It's a habit that I'm cultivating as well. I'm getting better and better at it every day. I find that the act of meditation, the act of sitting still and quieting my mind creates room for me to hear from God, creates room for me to feel the presence of God radiating in and through me, so that then I'll know the right thing to do, the right words to say, the right way to show up in life, so that I can ultimately create the type of business that I want, so I can ultimately allow myself to become a channel of healing and abundance in this world, right? And so I want you to be mindful of your thoughts. I want you to make sure that you are doing everything that you can in order to create this gorgeous garden. Now, imagine if you had the opportunity to plant some flowers today. Imagine if you had some opportunity today to sit by some still waters. And you know what? You do have the opportunity. You have the opportunity by choosing the company that you keep. You have the opportunity by choosing the music that you listen to during your commute. You have the opportunity by being very intentional about the words that you use. The words that you use to describe yourself, the words that you use to describe your situation, the words that you use to describe your clients, your friends, and your family. Like, are you constantly complaining about how your life sucks? Are you constantly complaining about what your boss is doing and what your coworkers are doing from what they're not doing? Right? Complaint keeps you stuck. Complaint keeps you, it's like a weed, right? Just as fear and doubt and worry is like a weed. And so we have to be very intentional about identifying those thoughts that produces those negative emotions that stops you from taking action to grow your business, that stops you from taking action to create the kind of life that you dream about. And who is the gardener in your life? You. So you must awaken to your greatness on purpose. The price for staying asleep is great. The price for staying asleep means unhappiness. It means you not living up to the full God-given potential that's inside of you. And so, ladies, what's going to be your choice today? How are you going to cultivate your greatness today? How are you going to awaken the giant within you today? So I want you to type in the chat one thing that you are committed to doing today, to being today, that will awaken the greatness, that will water the seeds of abundance in your life, that will water the seeds of health and prosperity in your life, that will water the seeds of love and kindness in your life, and perhaps weed out fear, weed out worry, weed out this feeling of overwhelm and imposter syndrome. What are you committed today? What are you committed to? Who are you committed to being? Know that the choice is yours. 100%. Alexis says, amen. Yes, girl, for sure. It's all a choice, right? Cultivating a success mindset takes practice. Listen, y'all, I'm going to be straight up. I didn't always think like this, right? I remember 10 years ago, 10 years ago, that's 2012, right? 2012, I was living in my daddy's house, struggling to finish with my MBA, right? Waiting for my divorce to get final, really trying to pull myself up from the ground up so that I can rebuild my life. That's where I was 10 years ago. Having this feeling of peace and ease and grace, it's something that I've had to be very intentional about cultivating. And so the things that I'm teaching you, the things that I teach the women in my Manifest 90 course are things that I know work because I am living proof of it. You've got to pay attention to how you feel. You've got to be intentional and mindful about the type of thoughts you allow to run freely in your mind. And you've got to pay attention to your habits so that you cultivate the ones that support the dreams that you're looking to create. And you weed out the ones that keep you stuck. It takes practice. It takes being intentional. It takes being deliberate. You've got to think on purpose. You've got to feel on purpose, and you've got to act on purpose in order to fully awaken the greatness that is in you, to allow it to flow into existence so that you can cultivate the kind of internal garden that bears the fruit that you want to live every day. So I have an invitation for you. If you would like to join a community of women and cultivate cultivate an abundance mindset, I have a very free 7-day abundance affirmation practice that I'm inviting you to be a part of. You'll get daily email affirmations sent to you. And I'm also giving you a free 20-page abundance affirmation workbook. You'll get 10 ways to infuse more abundance into your life, abundance infusion checklist, plus 7-day abundance checklist that you'll do, things that you'll do every single day. All right. You're going to set your intentions. You're going to work on your mindset. You're going to work on tracking your habits. We're going to infuse more gratitude and kindness into your daily life. All right. And you're also going to get some journal pages. This is an opportunity that I'm offering to you right now for free if you would like to create the kind of garden that will support you, the kind of garden that looks like this right here. If you would like to have an abundant life, which begins with having a clear and abundant mind that supports the kind of life that you want, then let's go. Remember, success and abundance is an inside-out process. You've got to be willing to do the work. You've got to be willing to get in there and to weed out the words, weed out the thoughts, weed out the feelings that does not support you, right? The feelings that's keeping you living in a life like that rather than living in a life like that. So I'm issuing an invitation. If you would like to join, there is right now a link that you can click on to sign up and start this free practice today. All right. So Alexa says, full morning motivation. That's it. So ladies, are you ready to take yourself on right now? Are you ready to create a life, to set aside 7 days to be intentional about cultivating a abundance mindset? If you are, I really invite you to take advantage of this free opportunity. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show. My intention by doing this show is to inspire you to awaken to the greatness that's in you, the greatness that's in me, the greatness that is in all of us, the greatness that is in your family, that's in your business, that's in your relationship. Awaken your greatness. Doing so means thinking on purpose, feeling on purpose, and acting on purpose. Here's today's affirmation. I want you to repeat after me. I am open and available for more good than I can imagine. Say it with me again. I am open and available for more good than I can imagine. And so it is. Be well today. And remember, be kind and loving to yourself. You absolutely deserve it. See you here for next week's episode of the Dunn Wisdom Morning Show, 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. All right, Alexis. Thank you for watching, sis. All right, ladies, get your abundance affirmation 7-day challenge and let's get it done. Be well.